Happy New Year. 2020 is upon us now, so let's get cracking. I hope everyone had a cracking Christmas and a really good New Year. New Year, new start, and all that stuff that people say. But for us, it's New Year, massive amount of work to do. But I'm excited, really looking forward to what we've got ahead. So I thought I'd take the time now just to put together a little video of what we've got going on, plans on each car, future plans of other cars, future plans of our events and trips that we like to do, and fill you all in so you know what's coming in 2020 for us. Right, first off, let's start with some trips and events. Now, show-wise this year, I'm not entirely sure on how many shows I'll manage to get to. I plan to go to Bingley Hall in January. It's a really good indoor show run by British Mini Club. It's really good to catch up with everyone. Some other fellow mini YouTubers are going, so it'd be nice to see all them. I don't think we'll be in any of our classics, merely because if I was to take a classic, I'd like to display it, and I've not got anything quite I want to display yet. I was thinking of taking the Clubman, but I think booking it in is now past. So that's past. That ship sailed in that sense. But I will be there. We will be there in our daily car, and hopefully parts hauling with some parts that we need. Hoping to get some for the 89 build, and we do need some bits for our sidewalk. So going on from that, so that's January shows. I'm not too sure how much we'll do in the middle. We hope to get to Brooklands, that's down in Weybridge in Surrey. That was an awesome show with the Sun Mini Owners Club lot, and I'd hope to get down to that. So we'll see how things go on that one. Shows, like I say, are going to be quite vague for us throughout the year because we're building up for a big one, which is going to be the IMM in Germany. So we plan to take our Kingfisher Blue Mini Sidewalk all the way to Germany, and we've now added into the trip Le Mans as well. So it's going to be an epic trip. So I apologise if I don't get to many shows to see or meet or any of you guys. If I post that I'm going to a show, I'll put it on my Instagram page, or I'll mention it at the end of a video maybe that week. It will be like last minute things for us because I work 7 days a week most weeks. So it's literally if I can get a day off, I'll go to a show. But that being said, we are building up for a big one, which is going to be the IMM. Now we plan to be on the road for a good few days. We're not just doing the IMM, we're not just doing Le Mans. We're going across into Bruges, we're going to have a night in Bruges, then we're going to carry on, we're going to go all the way to the IMM, but we've got 2 stops along the way that are yet to be confirmed. So we're going to take a few days to get into the IMM. We've got the IMM for 4 days, then we're leaving, we're dropping down through towards France via Luxembourg, then coming down, we're going to go to Reims, we're then going to go to the Le Mans, the 24-hour race there, and if you haven't already, I'll drop it in the link below. We did attend it last year. Me and my brother took our green Mini Cooper, which unfortunately is now not with us. It has been sold on to a really good friend of ours, but we had an epic road trip in that car, and we can't wait to do it again. But, and here's the but, we will be at Le Mans, obviously in our Kingfisher Blue Mini, because we'll already be there doing the IMM. Our Ford Mustang will be there, and the Land Rover Defender, if you haven't already, I'll drop that in the link description as well. That will be there as well. So all 3 of the family classics will be at Le Mans hopefully, so it's going to be awesome. It's also my 30th birthday, 2 weeks after Le Mans, so it's basically an early birthday bash. So really looking forward to that. So that show-wise is about as far as I can stretch. We hope to maybe do London to Brighton maybe in May before, but being the fact we're planning for such a big road trip, we probably won't do London to Brighton. If it is, it'll be a drop-in daily car, grab some parts, shoot back up the country. So that show-wise is about as far as I can go. So we're really aiming for a big road trip in Europe. So quiet on the local show front, but going big for Europe. So cannot wait for that. It's going to be awesome. Right, what I'll do is I'll go up to each car and I'll explain what I want to do with this car this year, where we're going to go in this car this year, what might be happening to it, and we'll go from there with that. So let's start with the sidewalk, shall we? Right, so let's start with the sidewalk. The sidewalk, have you seen, it's just done the Mini Run UK Christmas special run. That was awesome. So that's obviously finishing 2019 off. For 2020, like I mentioned, we are doing a big Euro trip with her. I don't think she'll do many shows between now and the Euro trip. I do think she's just a case of getting all the little niggly jobs done, taking on some decent runs out, basically just to make sure everything's okay before such a big trip. The more work that's going into the sidewalk will be preparation. So I've got some subframe mounts that I want to replace at the front because I noticed they're a little bit perish. I don't want something like that letting go. So they've already been ordered. We've got an MOT due in January, so that'll be sorted. I'm changing the wheels. As much as I love the split rims, and as much as I think the car looks absolutely spot on the split rims, for a long trip they've proven to be quite irritating, is the best word. I've resealed the rims because obviously it's a two-piece wheel. I've resealed that countless amount of times. I don't like the thought of running an inner tube because I've heard some bad horror stories of inner tubes. That's just a personal preference. I don't want to do that. I've had the valves done so many times. I've had the rims resealed. I'm losing count of the amount of times that I've had issues with these wheels now. As much as I love them, they are just proving to be a bit troublesome. So they will go back on the car, but for the Euro trip at least, I will be digging out maybe a set of wheels or sourcing another set of wheels to go on this car. I do want some 10x6 wheels or at least 10x5 to fill the arch, but 10x6 really is what I want. I have got a set that I will be having a look at and seeing if they go on. They were the wheels that were originally destined for this car, but I changed my mind. I got the split rims at a really good price off a good mate of mine, and they look spot on, and I'm not knocking them, they look great. But I do think they need to come apart, be redone properly, and maybe a full refurb on them. So to not get stranded in Europe, I don't want to have any issues with them. So a new set of tyres and a set of wheels will be changed for this. Aesthetically, the car will stay the same other than the wheels. I'm toying with the idea of changing the grille. I'm not overly keen on my wavy grille anymore. I like to have a change. I've got ideas for a spot lamp at the front as well, because if anyone's followed the car around and seen the magazine feature, it's got like a bit of a JDM Japanese styling going on with it. So we'll see where that goes. The main money and time is to go into mechanics of this car to make sure it is tip-top, ready for a big trip. After the trip, it will be our wedding car, so it has to stay nice and survive Europe. So other than that, there's not really too much going to be going on the Sidewalk. It's just going to be kept as it is. I like how it is. There's some bodywork that needs to be sorted on it, but I'm really not going to bother about that really until maybe the end of the year. And I do plan to take off the road for the beginning of 2021 for a bit of a mechanical overhaul. Obviously, all being well, if nothing happens between now and then. And then I'll probably sort out the paintwork and I'll change the aesthetics that I want to change then. So for 2020, it should stay the same, but to round it up, she'll get a bit of mechanical TLC and a wheel change. So that's the Sidewalk. So if you're interested in that, comment in below, and I don't mind doing some videos on it and the work that I'm doing, and let's see how far we can get with it. I'm really looking forward to 2020 with this car. Right, moving on to our good old tired looking Clubman estate. If you haven't already, please check out the video on this car. I have done a full review on this car now. Came out on Christmas Eve as a bit of a treat for everyone. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time. But yeah, you can see a full lowdown on this car on that video, which I'll put in the link below. Right, 2020 for this car. Basically keep it on the road. There's nothing aesthetically I want to do to it. I just want to keep it as it is. The underside, I'll again go over it with some paint where need be, but I redid all this winter and it's done about 2,500 miles, so don't think it even needs that. It does need, I think it needs a wheel bearing, so I will be looking at that. And there's a few little mechanical things I want to sort out. I might tackle the diff seal oil leak. It started to weep, especially when the car's warmed up. But the main thing, if I can do any jobs on this car, will be to sort the rear doors out. They're quite rusty, and they're starting to just get beyond the point where they're right, if you know what I mean. As good as they look and they've matched the car and the look of the car that I love, they do need to be swapped out. So I am on the hunt for a white set of rear doors for this car, if anyone knows the whereabouts for them. Obviously it needs to have the wood trim holes and stuff like that, and I don't want them in because they'd look weird. So if you do have anything like that kicking about, give us a shout. Even if they're not white, we might be able to make something work, but they really need to be the early doors, and as weird as it sounds, I don't want them in. So let's see where we get with that. But that is the main job. We also are hopefully going to change the interior a little with these seats inside. If you've seen from the low-down video on this car, they're very torn and they suit the car in that sense that they're tatty, but for driving it, and we do like to drive it, it's not the best. It's not as comfy. You're sort of peeling back the vinyl and sitting on that and then moving it, and it doesn't feel very good. So, but I've got a good friend, you've probably seen his channel, Alex Toons. If you haven't already, I will put that link in as well. He's got a set of seats that are in his minivan, and he's redoing his interior. So I'm hoping that we can come to some sort of agreement on those. He's already said that they'll be perfect for this. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting them in the car, and them being not a new seat as well will fit in with the interior, but just make it a bit better. So unfortunately, the Mini Clubman is exactly how I want it. As weird as it must sound to a lot of you out there, it's spot on in my eyes. So no real new things on that. We have added a horn over Christmas, but we'll get to a future video of that one. It's a bit of a loud horn, that's just for the comedy value. If you see this car at Wirral Llandudno, which will be probably its main show this year, I haven't got any other plans for any shows other than local stuff. Yeah, we'll do Wirral Llandudno in this car, and it will be there. So if you want to come say hi, have a proper look around it, if you've seen the video, give us a shout, and you're more than welcome to come and have a look. So 72 Clubman estate is basically staying the same. Right, and moving on to the Budget Mini Clubman, which a lot of you guys are already following along with. This car, I hope to have it painted by the end of the year. I hope to sort of have it painted in the spring along with the 89 build, so we can just go into the winter with some less grindy and weldy sort of vibes going on. Hopefully have a nice clean driveway basically, and just build cars, which should be quite fun. So if this one can get into paint and the 89 can get into paint, I'll be pretty chuffed. Carrying on with the Budget Mini Clubman, obviously you're following along to the point that I'm trying to get the shell to a painted stage of £1,500. Right now, I'm spot on and on track with it. Hopefully if we don't find anything, basically around the back is where I think I might find some closing panels I might need, but I have made them in the past, so I can try and have a go at making them again. So right now I'm spot on track with this. Finished state is undecided yet, really. If I build it to a standard car, it really won't take long. I have everything obviously came with the car. It's a few bits I need to source. But if I build it into something that I really like, it might take a little bit longer to build. But if the car's painted, that's the biggest job over and done with, and you can just pick bits up and build it as you go along. So for me, I want to give you guys the chance to see this succeed. I want to be able to prove to the point that you can go out and do this yourself. So far, I feel like I've done that. I'm getting some really good feedback in the comments. Loads of people have cracked on and they're looking at videos now, and they're looking at parts and ordering stuff, and they're researching their cars a little bit more. Some people have had cars sat around for a little while now and just not had sort of the urge or the confidence to go and get on with them. That's what I want to change. It's my whole idea behind this car. I want to get people out there and learning, because that's all I did. I had a really good friend early on when I was 14, 15, and he owned a number of minis, and he basically went, right, look, I had a Mini 1100 special, I'll show you how to weld, I'll show you how to do this, I'll show you how that panel goes together. And massive thanks to Rob, if you're watching this, you know exactly who you are. It was basically like a dad to me back then, and every day after school, every weekend we'd go to shows, and I learned so much about these cars. And really I have a lot to owe for being into minis to him, because I was a pain in the arse and hung around a lot watching him work on his cars. So I massively thank you for that, but yeah, this has turned into obsession, Rob, so it's your fault. But going on from that, I really hope I can prove and succeed with this car. If you've caught up with the videos, the car's going to be bronze yellow, and I think it's going to look really, really, really good, and I can't wait to see it. So the vibes at the moment is it's going to be bronze yellow with some retro touches, but I'm not into mad mods. It's going to have no wheel arches. It's going to have some nice period set of wheels, a nice retro colour, clean, fresh black interior. Whether it goes standard look or whether I make it a bit comfier inside, don't know yet. And right now, the plan is to rebuild the 1100 engine if we can get it unseized, or I've got a couple of 998s kicking about. I might just put a little 1000 in there, and it gets the car on the road. It's perfectly adequate, and we'll see where we go with it, really. See where we go with it. So obviously having this amount of minis isn't easy sometimes. You have got to delegate your time. So, but going on to the biggest job this year is right behind the camera, and that'll be the last car I chat about, and it's the 89 build. So let's move on to that. But thank you for everyone that is following along with this build. I massively appreciate the comments. I massively appreciate the feedback. It's not for everyone. A lot of people want to throw big panels into it and get the car done. But for me, there's no point if you don't need to. Take your time, rebuild stuff, make stuff, improve your skills, and for me, I'm shocked at how much I've already done on this car that's not been bought. So yeah, I'm really, really chuffed with it. So carry on watching this, guys, there's loads to come on this. Right, last one is the 89 build. This is the first Mini that I started the channel with. This is my other half's little pride and joy, and this is the big one for this year. At the moment, like I said, it's sort of ground to halt a little bit while we save some more panels, but there is a few odd jobs that I will be cracking on with it. But going on from that, really this is our big build. We've obviously got a big Euro trip, if you followed on from the beginning of this video, and the Clubman to do. The Clubman isn't priority, but the Clubman will get done in between doing this one. So where we're at with the 89 build is the floor's at 80% in, the boot floor still needs some welding, and it still needs a bit more welding to the heel board. But really I can't do any more on that until we get some more panels. We have got this really nice Mark II boot lid that will go on it, so that gives you a bit of an idea of the sort of styling this car will get at the end. It will need obviously a full front end. I've got a shop mount to repair, and the main end game of this car will be night fire red again with a black roof. So if any of you have followed along on that build, you sort of see where I'm at with that, and you see the amount of work that has gone into it already. And yeah, it's taken time, and I do apologise, it took me about 4 videos just to get the floor lined up and in. But anyone that's done a build like this, especially for me, it's my first time ever doing a full floor, it was nerve-wracking and it did take a lot of time. I'm fairly happy with how it's gone in, I'm fairly happy with how it's all sort of gone together in the end. I won't be happy until it's back down on the floor and its subframes are back in on it, and then I'll be able to see the car sat on the floor with its new bottom end. But obviously we're way off that yet. So regarding this, obviously I want to finish the welding, get the front end on, the doors are fine, the boot lid's brand new, I've just showed you that, the bonnet's fine. So really, once we get this back panel off, finish the welding on the floors, we've got 2 rear quarters to repair, and the front end on, we should be cooking on gas. And I make it sound really easy by saying it that quickly, but I've done a few front ends, that doesn't scare me too much. I've done one scuttle, and I've got to do a scuttle on this. But yeah, it's all about learning skills. There's so many guys out there on YouTube doing these cars now, so many forums about, so you can find what you need, and I hope you guys can get something from this build as much as you're getting from the Clubman build as well. This is completely different flavour. This is big panels, heritage panels, you know, this is the one that's part of the family, if you know what I mean. I mean, they all are to me, but this one's my other half's baby, and it has to be right. This one and the Sidewalk, they mean absolutely well to us, these 2 cars. So there's going to be no expense spared, which is why I said if it doesn't make it to the end of the year for our deadline, yes, it'll be a bit sad that it won't be there, but we have the rest of our lives to enjoy it at the end of the day. So if it's done right, then we can enjoy it. If it's rushed, it's just going to be a burden, it'll be a headache, we'll get annoyed with the bits we've missed. So it's going to be a slow build, but we'll get there with it. And like I mentioned, I do plan, if we can, obviously a big Euro trip as well, of having these 2 at least ready for paint, if not painted, in the spring/summer. So we'll see where we get with it, really. Obviously, it would be nice to have 2 wedding cars there, so we have got the Clubby estate to fall back on. As much as you would like that in your wedding photos, we'll see. But the 89 build is a big job, and I hope you guys can get a lot from that. I've got the rear quarters to do, which is my next big job. I've done them before, where I've just done a little sliver in the corner basically as it goes up the wheel arch, but we've got the repair panels going on that, so we'll see how that goes as the next challenge on this, I guess. So I want to thank you guys for following along on all of our builds. The feedback we get is massively humbling, and it really is a massive boost to get these cars done. I wouldn't have got as far this year without you guys behind me. So the way I see it, and the way a lot of you other guys see it out there, is we're not building them on the channel, we're sort of building them together, because the comments and the feedback, the ideas you guys have, helps. And if it's relevant and if it helps, or even if I don't know what I'm doing, I'll give it a try, it all goes into the car. So it's like we're all trying to have a go at doing it ourselves. So it's massive, and I can't thank you enough for that. I want to thank you all for watching this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. There is so much going on. If you've watched the whole way through this video, if I've not bored you to death, you can see how much we have got going on. To add on to our own cars, what we've got going on, we have a John Cooper Mini,
coming in, hopefully some welding work, it needs seals and floor repairs. That is a very special car, and me and James, if you've watched our Mini Mayfair video, that's his dad's car, and that's going to be a special car to have here, I think, because it has got quite a good John Cooper. It's a genuine John Cooper Mini, so it's going to be really quite nice to work on that. That is coming to the channel hopefully early in 2020. We also have to have Evie eventually gracing the channel, but for Evie to come up here, I need to clear some space and some time. But we are planning on doing some videos on her, stripping her, getting the engine out, running through ideas on what James wants with her, and we are toying with the idea of having it dipped possibly, which will be a big first for me. I've never had a car dipped, so it might be quite a nice thing to have because all the rubbish is gone and you can just see where you need to work. So it might save a massive amount of time, and also for James, Eve's a lot like the 89 build for us. It's part of the family. So I will stop now. That is 2020 and our plans. As things change or as things progress, I will obviously update you if you follow my channel. I hope to meet some of you guys and girls at shows. I'm really looking forward to sort of putting some faces to the names that are commenting. Can't thank you guys enough. So I will park this right here, and Happy New Year everyone. Hope you're all going to get on with your cars. Drop in the comments below what your plans are. Are you going to any of the shows that I'm going to? Are you planning on anything else that maybe I've not heard about? So thanks again guys, I'll catch you in the next one.